Friends, greeting from Total Output Power Solutions. We are now for the air cycle establishment and boiler light up in the simulator part of part 6. Till now we have achieved GS water and cooling water for all auxiliaries available. Unit 6.6 kV boards are charged. Plant control room, all electrical instrument supplies are available. Turbine, lube oil, generator, H2 seal oil supply, and it is all turbine is on bearing. So for air cycle requirement establishment, we will open GD1, GD2, GD3, 4, 5, 6, GD4, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Open AD6, 8 and AD9. Open GD5 A and B. Those are the interconnecting dampers from the fan and aerator. Then line up for the aerator lubricating oil pumps. See whether they are available or not. Put LRP of all the aerators A and B LOPs on remote. Ensure that the manual control is in manual mode. Now this is the flue gas path wherein you can see the GD1, GD2, GD3, GD4, all the dampers lined up. GD5A and 5B are the interconnecting dampers. You got the ID fan discharge dampers at GD12 and GD13. They will open on interlock when you start the ID fan. So they have to be on interlock. This is the secondary air system that you are seeing. Here the suction from the FD fan, it goes into the steam coil air preheater. Then there is AD5 interconnecting damper, then AD6 and AD7 are the inlet dampers for aerator. Then the air goes to the wind box and then to the furnace. Now these are the lube oil pumps. Those are shown on the panel. The lube oil pumps for aerator, ID fan, FD fan and PA fans, they are shown on this in this picture. The starting of ID and FD fans. Now we line up for the LOPs of all fans. That means the auto manual switches, they are on manual, and the LRP is on remote. Now check the lube oil levels and temperatures of and lube oil cooling that should be in service. Start the ID fan A and B LOPs and check the lube oil pressure and bearing temperature less than 50 degrees. Start the ID fans, FD fans lube oil pressure and check the lube oil system. Now these are the controls of the ID, FD, ID and PA. Fans, vanes control. So vanes can be controlled from this panel. You can see here the green one, red one and the other. Now we start the ID and FD fans. Check the dampers in the flue gas path. JD 1, 2, 3 and 4, they are open. Check the dampers of aerator secondary air 6, 7, 8 and 9 AD, they are open. Check the interconnecting dampers. They are open and on interlock mode. They should be open and put on interlock. Start ID fan A from the panel and observe the normalized current on the panel. Outlet damper GD12, that will open on interlock. So the starting of operate the inlet vanes of the ID fan A and B slowly from minimum to get a furnace vacuum of about 10 millimeters of water. Put ID fan A vane opening and FD fan into manual mode. Increase both the vane openings, increment till 5% till FD fan master control reads 7 mm of pressure. Make sure the ID fan master controller is in manual mode. Adjust the output of FD fan A vane controller, ID fan B vane controller and put them on auto. Bring the inlet regulating vanes of FD fan A and B to minimum position and they are on minimum. Check the selector switch on A position on panel. Start the FD fan A. Check the selector switch on B position on manual and start the FD fan B. Now check that the FD fan outlet dampers, they open on interlock after a certain time delay. The selector switches, as you can see here, they are on the panel on this picture. You can see the selector switches, they can be put on manual. And also the seal air fans, you can also see the seal air fans A and B, they are also there. Now starting of FD fans, open the auxiliary air dampers AA, BC, DE and FF of the wind box and put them on auto. Now slowly increase the regulating vanes of both the FD fans and check the increase in the total air flow. Increase the total air flow to about 300 tons per hour. Observe the FD fan vanes also opening on auto. The trials for FD fan, bearing oil temperature high and interlock, they must be taken before starting the FD fan. Auxiliary air dampers. The secondary air enters into the furnace from the wind box through the secondary air dampers at the AA, BC, DE and FF elevations. The dampers at these elevations and four corners of the furnace are called auxiliary air dampers. In this picture you can see the auxiliary air dampers AA, BC, DE and FF. They are wind box controllers and the Cold dampers are A, B, C, elevation A, B, C and D. Presently we need not worry about the cold dampers. The turbine trip to boiler trip switch is here on the turbine control desk. You can see it is on manual, that is bypassed turbine trip to boiler trip. This should be in manual position. The scanner air fans. The scanner air fan selector switch should be in off position. Check the scanner fan if it is not running. It is taking suction from the atmosphere through the emergency. There is a purge ready also button, push to purge, that is also a button. The purge ready signal will be there, then you have to push to purge. So ensure before starting the igniter fans, put the discharge dampers in interlock mode. Igniter fan A, B selector is on fan A, and start the igniter fan from the panel and observe the start indication on the same panel. Similarly, igniter fans, you can start fan A and B. You can check the pressures of the scanner and igniter air fans after you start the fans. You can go to the mimic and check the air pressures. The igniter air fans and scanner air fans, they take the discharge from the FD. And now we go to the oil handling plant mimic, and you see there are three pumps for furnace oil, and there are two pumps for LDO, light diesel oil. Now this light diesel oil we use for igniters as well as the warm up oil guns. So you can see here there are two pumps which are running, and the FO pumps will be started once the steam is available or the heating is there. Now the furnace purge. Now before we light up the boiler is to be reset, and that reset will be there when you purge the furnace. So ensure that the HO pump is off, close the HO trip valve, open the HO recirculation valve, check the startup trip is in off position, and there are three conditions for furnace purging: boiler drum level, total air flow, and all these colors they show no flame. So on completion of these conditions of the light of purge ready, the yellow light of push to purge will light on FSS control. So on getting this purge ready signal, press the push to purge button on the FSS control and observe the purge cycle would start and would be indicated by yellow purging light on FSS control. After completion of 1 minute, the purge cycle, yellow light of purge complete would light and yellow light of purging would go off, indicating the completed process of furnace purging. Check that the burner tilt is in horizontal position. Here in this picture you can see the purge ready is there, and then you can press the button for push to purge, and after the purging will complete, the signal will be there on the FSS panel that the purge is complete. So in the simulator it takes 1 minute, but in actual practice it may take up to 5 minutes. Now, as far as the atomizing air is concerned, we don't have steam. So close the atomizing steam valve to AS89, that is for heavy oil burners, and open the atomizing air valve to igniter and LDO oil before atomizing pressure, and observe the atomizing pressure on the panel. The lineup for the warm-up oil fuel supply, that is LDO, fuel selection is on warm-up panel on panel 2. Start the warm-up oil pump from the field OHP. Start the igniter oil pump from the field OHP. Open the igniter light oil trip valve on FSS control. Now ensure the pressures. Open the warm-up valve trip valve on FSS control. Observe the warm-up pressure and ensure atomizing air presence. Now check the appropriate nozzle pair conditions on the oil guns for warm-up oil by depressing the appropriate push button. So the light up of the boiler is by depressing the push button, pair 1-3 start on the FSS console on AB elevation. This start will be 90 seconds of start time of the oil guns. Green light of elevation AB igniters stop would go off. Check within 10 seconds all the 4 igniters of the elevation are proven on as indicated by their respective red lights on FSS control. Observe the igniter oil pressure and igniter oil pressure. At the end of the igniter's time, a start command would be initiated for warm-up oil guns 1, and 15 seconds later on the warm-up oil will light up. Watch closely and maintain the furnace draft as it would fluctuate. Firing sequence. As warm-up oil nozzle valve starts opening, the respective red light goes off on FSS console. When the nozzle valve is full open and the gun is proven, respective green light comes up on FSS control. During this period, observe that the warm-up oil pressure is maintained at 4.5 kg by setting up warm-up oil pressure set point. The warm-up oil pressure would start going down as far as warm-up gun is starts opening, the valve starts opening. So maintain. Observe the atomizing air pressure, which should be 1 kg more than the 1 kg per square centimeter more than the oil pressure. So open the drum economizer vents, open the superheater drains, put all the oil elevations and secondary damper control on auto. Now this is the full FSSS panel, and at the last you will be able to see at the last means at the last right side you will be able to see the three elevations here. They are showing that these boilers, the scanners are there. They will show that the light up is that there is flame in the. This is the warm-up oil guns panel. Here you can see in the bottom you have got elevation AB, pair 1 3 start, pair 2 4 start. You can give the start command from this, and as soon as you give the start command, the igniters will light up, and then the oil elevation oil guns they will be on. And that's all, friends. We have lighted up the boiler. In the next video we will actually do it on our simulator. So be patient and wait for the next video. But don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Well, thank you very much.